Hi, guys. Welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Polly Jo Labbe, and we're here on this beginning of spring and a new night and time just for this week because of, the full moon and the equinox. Had my full attention last evening here at the sanctuary, which was actually a beautiful event. And thanks for people who came to that because we got to do a lot of healing and the sacred fire just went bananas with everything that people were ready to let go of, which was great. So welcome. Tonight is all about you. It's all about your self-care. It's about helping you to clear anything that you want to release, anything that you would like to bring into your life, like a new relationship, a new job, a healthier lifestyle, all of that. You can just ask and set the intention. I am just here as a conduit to help you connect to your spiritual team so that you can get that work done. How's that sound? I'm excited for you. So those of you who are here, you know the drill. If you guys could like and share the broadcast to get it out there in Facebook land, it helps us reach more people. And then we show up in your news feed more often too, so people can get curious. I find that whoever needs it finds it, but it's helpful when we give it a little jump start. So I've already shared the event anyways to all of my pages, so I'm hoping you guys can help me out with that. And I'm really excited. I'm going to be using, wow, I forgot the book. I keep forgetting the, the box again. I'm using the same deck that I used last week, and you guys are going to have to forgive me. I just know that it's a Druid Tarot deck. And I really like the energy of it because it's kind of playful, and it's got some goddessy kind of energy to it. And it just feels like the mischievous energy coming out from spring. A little bit of the jokester kind of energy. We had a lot of heavy energy all through winter. It's nice to lighten it up. So this deck has a little bit of a lighter feel. So I'm excited for that. So after we do the meditation, just chime in with yes, please. And I'll be happy to draw a card for you because there's a lot of energy. I don't know if you guys felt it last night, the big surging of spring and the full moon sort of like pushing their way in. And some people are feeling a little bit of the resistance that Mercury in retrograde is causing. So if you're having that little tug of war feeling, that's what's going on. And kind of breathe in and just lean forward, because as soon as Mercury lets go on the 30th, we're going to be on this like roller coaster of energy. Is how my team shows it. It's almost like you pull back like that slingshot of a rubber band and it's like, pew, it shoots forward. So I'm excited. I'm doing my best to chit chat with Mercury and ask for less resistance. So it doesn't have to feel so abrupt next week, but you know how they go. Still kind of early. It's 7:03. So remember when you type in yes, please. Now she is sort of my co-pilot. She is my co-pilot. She's my partner in crime when it comes to this show. She's just behind the looking glass, and she's going to be typing in people's requests in the order that they ask for them. So I read the cards in the order of the request. And I did have a couple people reach out to me ahead of time, especially because of the day and time change, to get a card reading because they knew they were going to read it and be part of it in the archives. So I'm happy to do that. Happy to get that out to you. And she's busy typing away. And when I call the cards, I'm going to do my absolute best to say your name correctly, but it just happens. Sometimes I don't get the pronunciation quite right. You guys are welcome to private message me and maybe I'll figure it out. But for now, how about we get ready for our meditation? Because we want to call in the divine and really get this ball rolling, get our healing started. So the best way to do that is for you guys to get comfortable. You want, if you're sitting, you want your arms and your legs uncrossed, because we want to keep a really wide open circuit for the energy to run through. And you want to take a couple of deep breaths and just allow yourself to be in this moment, in a space of just allowing the energy to flow.
Good.
And I'm going to be making clearing noises as we move the energy for the group. And we're going to start by calling in the divine energy, however you perceive that, however you connect to that. And in that, we're going to ask the divine to surround and protect us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. And we can also set a second bubble of protection around the room or the space that you're in. If you need just a little more comfort, a little more ease, to relax and allow yourself to connect with your team and the divine in this way. And we're going to invite in your spiritual team, your angels, your guides, your ancestors, your animals, the star beings, the ascended masters, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to you and to us in this moment now. And we're going to set the intention that this healing meditation and the readings following are for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. So just begin by calling in the divine energy to connect with you. You may feel pressure or tingling or heat or cold at the top of your head. And that's just an indication of your crown connecting with the divine in this moment. And then gently allow the energy to come down through to your third eye in the center of your forehead. And just begin to quiet your brain and your thoughts and any ideas or beliefs that are swirling around your head, causing you to think. Just asking that energy to quietly dissipate for the moment. And actually calling all your energy back into this moment of now, back into this breath. So any energy that is distracted in the past, worried about what has happened and how maybe you wished you could have changed it, really bringing that back. So right now you're just focusing on your breath going in and out, or noticing your heartbeat. And now taking any energy that is stretched into the future, worried about your to-do list of things for tomorrow or next week, or things that could be or might possibly be, and just bringing all of that focus and energy back into this moment. So you can gently be here and now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now opening and expanding your intuition so that you can connect more fully and more deeply with your spiritual team. You can have a clearer understanding of the messages and the information that's being given to you.
Yeah.
And really inviting your spiritual team to help communicate through all of your senses, as well as your intuition.
Yeah.
So that you can feel what you need to as radar. You can sense things, you can know by touching something, and just allowing your body to become a more open tool to be used for communication with the divine. And opening up your ears so that you can hear more clearly, opening up your smell so that you can even detect the difference between, a candle burning and a flower, and opening up the taste so that even the texture and the flavor of food can be fuller and brighter.
Yeah.
And allowing your energy in your jaw to relax. Because in this moment, there's no need to fight back your words. You are free to be you, expressing you fully and completely. And opening up your throat and allowing for the self-expression to come through. And all the tension at the back of your neck, allowing that to release and relax. All that stress that you've been carrying there, all the responsibilities, the burdens. And just allowing that to slide off your shoulders in this moment. And opening up your lungs so there's room for more oxygen, more fresh, beautiful air to come through and feed your whole body. And opening up the heart so that there is room for all the blood to flow to all your organs, your tissues. And releasing any grief or sadness or disappointment that you've been holding there, any blame or shame that has weighed down your heart, compressing the energy. And opening up your communication with your inner child. And allowing your child to release any trauma, any beliefs that they've held on for you. Anything that is keeping your child from joyfully expressing itself and playing.
God.
And connecting with your inner adult, that part of you that is so busy doing all the things that have to be done, sometimes doesn't have a chance to relax and just breathe. But in this moment, everything can melt away.
God.
And the adult can have a moment of peace and tranquility.
God. God. God.
Good, a lot moving there. And moving to the lower left chamber of the heart and allowing the inner warrior to release its energy of hypervigilance, having a moment of peace, having gratitude for the ways that it fights and defends for you, it advocates for you and for others. But in this moment, the warrior can just simply rest and be at ease because you are completely safe in your own body, in your own space.
God.
And then connecting with the inner sage elder, that ancient one that you've carried with you in each and every lifetime, who holds all the knowledge of all your lifetimes. And by opening the communication, you can have moments of just knowing information and energy from your past without having to learn it all over again.
God. 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 God.
Nice. And moving down into your third chakra and your solar plexus and noticing what energy is blocking your fire.
God.
And it often has a flavor of fear. And some people hold on to fear as anxiety or stress.
God. God.
Some experience overwhelm or panic.
God. 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 God.
Sometimes it's expressed as frustration or anger or resentment.
God. God.
And really take another deep breath to release resentment. Imagine it blowing away and dissolving.
God. 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 God.
Nice. And now moving down into the second chakra and noticing what is squeezing or stopping your water from flowing. Anything that is blocking from your emotions from being expressed fully. Any relationships that are a little out of balance in the giving and the receiving, including relationships with other things like food or money, alcohol, even internet. And allowing that energy to move through your hips and really feeling the energy as it flows through your right hip and your left hip so that it can anchor in both your physical and your spiritual body. And then moving down to the first chakra near your tailbone and releasing any additional energy that needs to be grounded, any feelings of not being safe, not being secure, anything impacting your job or your finances, your housing, or even your tribal family, anything that is causing wobbly energy. Just really allowing it to ground and take root more fully, more completely. I'm feeling the energy as it begins to move down your legs, down your thighs into your knees, past your shins and your calves, your ankles and your feet, and allowing it to move deep beneath the earth. And whether you experience the grounding energy to connect to the earth as roots beneath your feet, or a giant cord of connection coming from your spine all the way down, or you can even imagine Grandmother Earth coming up and grabbing a hold of you and your feet, or your lower legs. And allowing any energy that you need to release to go into the ground. All of those thoughts and energies that we were shifting and moving and allowing them to dissolve into the earth, to be composted into beautiful new energy of creation. We're going to invite Grandmother Earth to send the divine feminine energy up to fill our body in all those places where we let go, that beautiful golden honey energy as it comes up all the roots. And we can begin to feel it in our feet and our ankles, our shins and calves, moving up into our knees and our thighs, into our hips, and filling our whole pelvic floor. As it fills in our belly, it gently cleanses and restores our organs. Moving up to our solar plexus And allowing it to come up through the spine to give us love and support
God, yeah,
so that we don't have to do everything alone all the time. We can have the support up through the spinal column, in through our rib cage, filling our lungs and our heart.
God, God,
And as the heart fills, just imagine it stretching and growing just a little bit to hold even more love, even more compassion,
God,
and allowing that unconditional love to be felt by you first,
God,
and then to be in a place where it's full enough to share with others.
God,
And allowing that energy to overflow the heart and flow down your shoulders and your arms into your hands.
God,
So you can feel all the love energy radiating through and going up your spine and through your throat, into your skull, your chin, filling your nose and your eyes and your brain, all the way to the top of the head, and allowing the energy to gently cascade over you like a beautiful waterfall. And as it does that, it begins to repair your aura in all the layers and dimensions. Any tears, any holes.
God,
And because of the energy that we are in at the moment, we're going to invite in the full moon energy, which I experience as a light turquoise energy, and the spring equinox, which is usually a color pastel, whatever feels right to you. And feel the full moon and the equinox and the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy weaving together to make a more complete and full strand of energy and healing to flow through you. And feel that energy as it comes down through your crown. May feel a little fuller, a little wider. It goes past your third eye, down past your throat, and allow it to anchor in your heart.
God,
As it anchors in your heart, it just radiates out in every direction through your body, continuing down the body, down the chakras, down your hara line, that crystalline tube, going all the way down into the earth so even Grandmother Earth can feel and experience the healing energy as well.
God,
Nice. Now take a couple of deep breaths, and if you can begin to dissolve your meditation, we're going to hold on to that energy. The full moon energy, when we combine that, we can hold on to that until the next moon cycle. So it's a boost of healing energy for the next month, which I really like. And the equinox energy goes until summer. So you've got 3 months to kind of play with that. So just notice how that can feel. And I find that when I'm connected to the full energy of the season, um, I'm more in my own natural rhythm, and I'm also more in the rhythm of the planet. So it feels less like I'm getting tossed around by the energy and more like I'm swaying with it, like I'm a tree and swaying in the wind rather than being tumbleweed. Had a few people showing me tumbleweed and feeling like they look like that. So I'm going to have a quick drink. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So we're going to start with the cards. For those of you who would like a reading, all you have to do is say yes, please, and I will read them in the order that I receive them. Okay? Fitzpatrick, your card. I love how he's kind of like looking off into the distance. King of Cups is looking over and surveying things. And cups are all about how we feel our feelings. King is in charge, right? So this is a week where your energy is saying, you get to be in charge of your emotions. You get to feel all that you're feeling. And really don't allow other people to tell you what to feel, is what I keep hearing. If you're angry, be angry. If you're sad, be sad. If you're happy, be happy. A lot of times people will tell us that we're not allowed to feel certain ways. You're not allowed to feel that, or you can't feel that. Well, you get to feel whatever you want to. And the King of Cups, nobody's telling the king what to do and how to do it. So this is about being in charge of your own emotions. And remember, our emotions are our radar. They really let us know how things are going in our life. And it lets us set like much better boundaries with other people. When we can feel that somebody is, disrespecting us or that they're not listening, it's an indicator that, we have a boundary that needs to be fixed. So time to step into your king. All right, Rob, your card is the Six of Cups.
Yeah.
And the Six of Cups often is, people are looking at their childhood. I see it as an inner child. See the children playing on the side? I see it as kind of an inner child card. And what it's reminding you is that, sometimes we spend a lot of time worrying about what happened in our childhood. And that doesn't have a lot of representation to what is happening for us right now. So it's great to look back, but try to be present in the moment. There's this like wistful energy of looking back and reminiscing and kind of romanticizing things. So this is inviting you to really be aware of when you're doing that, when you're romanticizing something, like making it bigger or better than it was, and try to be focused in the moment. All right, Julie, your card is the Chariot. And look at her go. She's got the male and the female, the black and the white, and she's just riding away on the chariot. And I love the Chariot energy because it's one of the major arcana. It's one of the soul cards. And the Chariot to me is that you are guiding your life. You are at the reins of what's going on. And you're holding in check your divine feminine, your divine masculine, the light and the dark energy, which is not good and bad. It's whether we're in our heart or we're in our ego. So, the heart is the white horse and the ego is the black horse. So as you are riding through right now, you are in charge. it's a time where life isn't happening to you, life is happening for you. So it's a great way to like shift our thinking. This happened to me. No, no, it's happening for you. So you're guiding it, you're creating it. Hold on to the reins and go for it. All right, Julie Shumway Hill. It's so funny how often the Julies are back to back. There's something about cups today. So, Julie, you're the Queen of Cups. So, notice the difference. The Queen is, she's not really sitting on her throne. See, her throne's in the background. She's standing fully in the water. And she's really in a strong, sort of prayerful stance. So the Queen of Cups is really a little more than about emotions. It's really about being in your intuition, calling on your connection to spirit. So, what I'm feeling for you this week in particular is use your intuition, like even more than you usually do. And I know you use it quite a lot. But when you have decisions to make, take a deep breath and feel it in your heart. If your heart isn't singing, it isn't for you. Does that make sense? Because she's really guiding you to use your heart. All right, Andrew. My buddy Andrew. You might have gotten this the last time. This is the Moon card. This is another one of the major arcana. It's one of the soul cards. And some people see it as, they're howling up at the moon and it's like, woe is me. How could you do this to me? I don't see it that way. I don't feel it that way. What I see for the moon is that, you have all this raw emotion that's coming up and it's wanting to be expressed. And when we allow ourselves to feel everything deeply, feel everything on a soul level, we are more in tune with our divine feminine. And the divine feminine is really sort of ruled by the moon energy, right? She really cycles with the moon cycle. And this is a time for you to really step into your divine feminine and feel the power of that, because it allows you to sort of awaken, because the moon is shining because the sun is shining on it, right? So it's it it's so able to reflect the light that it pulls us out of the darkness. So remember that when you are the moon in the dark, you're the one shining the light. It's not a bad thing. It's a very good thing. And you can allow other people to be in the depths of their dark energy or their sadness or moving through their trauma, and you can hold space. So very nice for you. All right, Brenda. Another Cups card. Lots of emotion tonight with this moon. So yours is the Four of Cups. Now the Four of Cups energy, this feels like it's just like this week right now. And it's another time when we are looking at, what comes to mind is spilled milk. Don't cry over spilled milk. Because in the Four of Cups, I don't know if you noticed, there's 3 cups that have spilled. And then there's one that is waiting there completely full. But he's so worried about what has spilled, he's not seeing what's in front of him. So this is about reminding you not to worry about the past and what has happened or what was, and know that there are gifts and there are more wonderful things in front of you. It's really like telling us to, stop looking backwards and start looking forwards. Because what is happening now and what is going to happen is in front of us, not behind us. All right, Christina. Another cup. You have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups, the aces are all gifts from God. And this one in particular is like you're being handed the Holy Grail. So this is allowing you to be in a space where you are being filled up spiritually. The divine is really helping you come into a place where you are able to feel all your emotions and be in charge and be fully present, because that is, you know, really you. Step into your gifts as an emotional being. How's that? All right. Anne. So this is the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, I love that she's holding some sort of bird of prey. I can't really tell if it's a hawk or a falcon, but she is in charge. She is like Mother Nature, and so even though you know there are, the tree looks bare, right? But she's standing there in the spring. Things are ready to bloom, and she is very much the queen of her queendom. So even though things may seem raw and bare at the moment, it's all about to bloom. It's all about to shift. It's all about to move into beautiful new energy. So I know that things have been a little difficult for you, but that was sort of like stripping everything bare so that some beautiful new flowering energy could come through for you. And I just feel all of this blooming inside your heart and in people around you. So it looks very lovely, lovely spring energy coming through for that. Yes, and one for Minnie as well. Hello, Minnie. You have the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords can be a little difficult because, he's very much in contemplation. So I'm feeling like you may be in this place of contemplation. And swords for me often, they're a little bit about knowledge. So it's like you have all the knowledge that you need, but now you're in a place of contemplation. You're in a place where you are thinking about, what is going to happen next. I feel like you're in planning stages. Like, what's Minnie's spring going to be like? What's Minnie's summer going to be like? And, what's next on your agenda? Is there a new book in your future? Hint, hint. Or is there a new course that you might be teaching that you've never tried before? So, yeah, there's something new coming on the horizons, and it's kind of mulling around in your brain. So give yourself space to think about that and see how you're going to expand and use your knowledge, because it's coming. All right. Kimberly Duquette. One of my favorites. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is what a lot of people refer to as dark night of the soul. And really what that is we're in this place where we've done things the same way over and over again, and we're done. We're not going to do it that way anymore. And so we're in that kind of little bit of painful energy of like, I can't take this anymore. And so this is just saying to you, enough's enough. You don't have to do it anymore. But all of this was for your spiritual growth. All of this was to push you to the next level of you, because we have to get really uncomfortable in our situation and in our life to want to create change. So that you've been in all sorts of discomfort, but it's been beautiful, and it's brought some amazing things to you, like a brand new car. And really it's that expansion of, okay, I had to go through all of this compressing of, this is not who I am. And the Nine of Swords is like, okay, you done? Yes, let it go and blossom. Use spring to really blossom into the real Kimberly that you are. All right, Kimberly Griffiths. I love that we have we had two Julies. Now we have two Kimberlys. I love it. All right. My goodness. You girls must have a lot in common. She was the 9 of Swords. You're the 10 of Swords. Her situation was, enough's enough. Yours is like done. Deader than done. And it's not a death card, but it's that you've been in a situation very similar to the other Kimberly where you've probably tried really hard to make something work, and you've given it your all. You've done everything you can. There's nothing more you can do. Stop worrying about it. Stop thinking about it. Pick yourself up and move on. Whether that's releasing a friendship, releasing a relationship, releasing a job, releasing a situation, whatever it is, there's nothing left to have here. There's no more lesson to learn. You're done. So the only thing left for you to do is pick yourself up, because the sun is coming up in this card, because there is a new beginning on the horizon. So focus on the new beginning. All right, Susanna. Another one of our soul cards. This is the Judge. And the Judge comes in often when we need to create balance in our life. And you know how your life is out of balance. But generally it's because, we spend too much time working and not enough playing. We're too much in our physical life. We're not connected to our spiritual life. And the Judge is here to say, look, you're out of balance. And you can feel it. You can sense it. You're like, ugh, things aren't going the way that I want them to. Or why is everything so hard? Lots of times you feel like you're trudging through mud as you're trying to move forward in your life, because you're still holding on to a lot of other energy. So the Judge is like, it's time for you to make some decisions, time for you to come into balance. So it's, when we're kind of wishy-washy, the Judge energy comes in to get us to clarify. And this is something that your soul's working on right now. So it's not just for this week. It's, for a little bit of time here. I feel like it's at least through spring that you really are working on trying to find a better balance for you in your life. It's kind of like when we work too hard or we study too hard, then we get really tired and cranky. So look at how to bring balance, sweetie. All right, Crystal. More swords. Let's have the 8 of Swords. Now, the 8 of Swords, she's got all those swords in the ground around her. They're like almost, if you're standing in that, it feels like you're in a cage. And she's bound, but notice how loose the binding is. And that's because she tied the binding herself. This card is all about everything that seems so difficult, that seems so insurmountable, seems like, how am I ever going to get through it? It's all an illusion. It's your ego trying to create fear in you that doesn't need to exist. So when the illusion melts away, she realizes not only isn't she helpless, but she's got 8 swords of her own to take action with, to defend herself and to move forward. So look at this week, especially what has been coming up that just doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem right. It's kind of off. There's an illusion quality to it. Sometimes it's because somebody's not telling us the truth. And you feel caught because they're lying, or that something's wrong. And so there is this sense of illusion. But as soon as you come into a clearer space about it, everything will melt away and it'll become crystal clear. And that's very short for you, a few days at the most. All right, Emily. Okay, Emily, you have the 4 of Wands. And the Four of Wands is a beautiful card because this is a celebration card. It means that you've, had a little bit of a journey lately. And on that journey, you're coming back to camp. You're coming back home. And it feels like, I keep hearing, phew. You went on the road less traveled for a little bit there, and maybe you had to do some of that journey on your own. But now you get to kind of gather yourself back up. You get to reconnect with some of your tribe, maybe some friends or family that you haven't seen in a bit. But there's this sense of the hard work is done for the moment, and you can take a breather and relax. So I love that for you. All right. Angie, of course you can. Nice. Your card is the Six of Wands. So in the Six of Wands, in this card, he's leading, right? And there's six men behind him that are like ready to do battle. So this card is an indication that you might need to butt heads with some people this week. And that's okay, because we sometimes have to hold our ground, set our boundaries, and say, no, I'm not going to do that for you. And, I'm not going to be bullied into doing what you want me to do. I need to do what's right for me. And that's not what you're asking of me. And so there's a little bit of battle energy that's coming in, a little bit. It's not swords though. Swords are really, wands are like sticks. You're going to whack somebody upside the head with a stick. But this is more of you're going to have to stand your ground. And notice that you're on the horse and that the people that you have to battle with, they're on the ground. So you have a higher perspective than they do. So just be cautious too that you don't talk down to people, because that's not a great way to win a battle either. It's a great way to rile people up. So really try to speak to people on the level that they're coming in at, but be really firm about saying no when you mean it. This is not the time for you to give in, okay? All right, Valerie. So your card is the Ace of Pentacles. And again, the aces are gifts from the divine. And so a pentacle is a gift of stability. It's a gift of wealth. It's a gift of security, whatever you feel you may need. So often it's like literally a gift. I've seen people like get an unexpected check, or somebody shows up to help them move when they are moving and they thought they were going to have to do it on their own. It's that energy of you're about to get a gift, and just be in a place of gratitude. When somebody offers you a hand that you're not expecting, just say yes and thank you. Many times we're like, oh, I don't really need it. And it's like, hello, that was, God trying to give you a check. Take it. So just say yes, thank you. All right. Because there's going to be some great help along the way. Marie. So your soul card is the Hermit. And so with the Hermit, it usually means that you need a little time alone. The Hermit needs to, he shines his own light into the darkness, but he's got his, spirit animal with him. He's not really totally alone. His spiritual team is with him. But a hermit it's when you need a little bit of alone time to make your own decisions and make your own choices. Does this sound familiar today? It's time for you to, you might need to like literally isolate yourself from some people because they want what's best for you, or they want to tell you what to do. But in the Hermit, sometimes it's good for us to just connect to our soul and see what our soul wants. Let our team talk to us. And from that place, we make our decisions. And sometimes, we have too many distractions on this planet sometimes. And so sometimes we need somewhere quiet. I love to go to the ocean or be outside in nature because that's my quiet place. And wherever your quiet place is, you're going to want to do some time there. All right. Christine. All right. Another set of swords. Okay, so the 5 of Swords. So notice they've both got the swords out, and there's some on the ground. There's been a battle. Now, the card is always interesting. Are you the one who's standing in the front, who seems to be the victor, or are you the one standing in the back, who's a little wounded, right? So when the 5 of Swords comes in, it generally means that, again, you're going to have a battle with somebody, an argument of some kind, a misunderstanding, whatever it is. But do your best to see both sides of the situation. Because when we have a battle with another person, it's not about winning and it's not about losing, right? It's whether you had an even exchange. And in an argument, there doesn't have to be, you don't have to be like, oh, I won, my point was, because then the other person feels badly, right? So, but when you have a conversation and you can come to an agreement, then there's nobody leaving sad and nobody leaving, feeling better than the other. So I feel like that conflict is going to come up. It seems to be coming up for a lot of people in the next week. So everybody hang on. So when the conflict comes up, watch how you hold your energy so that you are mindful that it's not a contest. How's that? That's probably the best way to put that. All right, Rochelle. Seven of Swords. We had to do all the water people, and now we're doing all the sword people. It's too funny. So the 7 of Swords, he's done the battle. He's gone through all this stuff, and he's trying to write down and figure out what the heck happened, right? This is the historian afterwards. Okay, all the battles have been waged. Now, what the heck did this have anything to do with? He's trying to figure out the lesson. So you are going to have this experience in a different way. Rather than being caught in the battle, you're going to be more to sort of see the battle energy happening and go, what the heck's going on? Number one. And number two, you're going to see that there's a lesson in there. And that if you could just figure out the lesson, then things would be better. It's like, okay, I get it. All right, you're sending me a lesson. I don't need a battle. I just need the lesson. Okay, so really focus on what is the energy of this week, especially trying to teach you. Apparently, this week's going to be fun. All right, Kara. Nice. Moved on to Wands again. So this is the 2 of Wands. And the 2 of Wands is he's taking, it's an outline of the person, but he's heading out on a brand new journey. So it sounds like you're heading out on a brand new journey energetically, and you've got your walking sticks. So you're going to be nice and steady and nice and stable, even though you're going up and down hills and around places you've never been or never navigated. And it's really inviting you to just enjoy the view as you're going on this new journey. Don't stress about it, and just know that it's leading you back to yourself and back to home. All right. Karen, nice to see you. Princess of Wands. So the Princess of Wands the princess, she's not like a queen, right? A queen rules. A princess is like excited young energy, like, hey, I have my freedom. I'm going to go on my own journey. So there's a child energy that's connected to it. There's this feeling of like you're about to embark on this new adventure, and it's kind of fun. Your inner child's in it a little bit, which I'm loving for you. Um, but there's no financial worries or anything like that, because when we're royalty, money isn't an option. There's no money barrier to doing anything or being anything. You can just go and do it and know that it's fully supported. So great, get out there and do it. All right. So Brandy, the Prince of Swords. So the Prince of Swords is interesting because not only is the prince shielded, but the horse is shielded in this one. And so in this place, you're in this energy where you're going to take action. You're going to need to charge forward, and everything is behind you. It's going to be a little bit of a leap of faith, but you're fully protected. And that's important for you to hear. The amount of protection in this card, he's got a helmet, he's got a shield, and even his horse has the helmet on. So everything is like you're fully protected, and go for it, leap for it, do it. It seems like an opportunity that's like open for you and you're like questioning whether to do it or not. Go for it, because everything is behind you. And again, with the royalty cards, you've got nothing to lose, because everything is behind you. You've got all the support that you need when you're in the royal cards. All right, Violet. You're the Queen of Pentacles. Love that. I love her drum in this one too. It just always makes me feel like she's really in the rhythm of the earth. Not only is she connected to the earth, but she's playing for the rabbit, is there, and she's using a bone to play, but she's keeping an eye on her nature children and being really in sync with the rhythms of the earth. And she's really grounded. I don't know if you can see, she's even standing on a rock. While she's sitting, she's grounding herself with the stone. So Queen of Pentacles, again, she's in charge and she's very grounded. And Pentacles are about stability and about well-being. They're very connected to the root chakra. So it's very much, family, money, security are all, you're the queen. There's nothing to worry about here. You have what you need, and you're actually keeping an eye on all of your sort of additional family, your nature family. And I feel like you being in the rhythm of your soul is really the key here. I keep hearing, be in your own rhythm. So maybe you need to sing or drum or dance around a little bit, but be in Violet's rhythm, and then you'll be totally in the flow. All right, Ashley. This is the High Priestess for you. This is one of the major arcana, and she is calling in the moon. She is so powerful that she's bringing the moon to her. And when we stand in the High Priestess energy, we're really balanced between the masculine, the feminine, the ego, and the heart energy. And we are very connected to the divine feminine in the priestess energy. And she has all the tools she needs. And she's got her book of knowledge, has all the knowledge of all her lifetimes. That's actually her Akashic book. In the regular tarot, it's the Torah that she's often holding. And she can see all all aspects of the situation. So you really have the ability to not only see what's in front of you, but connect to your intuition and really ask your divine team to help guide you. And when we stand in the high priestess, we basically answer to no one because we are walking hand in hand with the divine. And that allows us to stand fully in our personal power. So it's inviting you to do that. All right, so Audrey. Of course, I will read for you, Missy. So you have the Prince of Pentacles. So again, the royalty cards are in a space where you don't need anything. The royalty, they're ready to take action. And a prince energy is, you're ready to go on this journey. You have your shield to protect you, but look at how grounded this horse is. This horse is just waiting for you to give its command. Where are we going and how are we going? So in this, next week or so a little bit longer for you, feels more like almost 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks. You're going to have some opportunities come up where you can choose to do them or not. And your team is really inviting you to think about it. As women, we sometimes say yes awfully quickly. So it wants you, they want you to make a grounded answer. So that usually means we need to take a couple of deep breaths before we say yes, or we say, I'll get back to you. I'll let you know in a little while because I've got to check my schedule or whatever it is, whatever space you need to make a rational decision rather than like jumping in just because you want to help somebody out. But there's some great opportunity for you to move forward. And there's a lot of Celtic energy around this, so just saying. All right. So Michelle, you have the Lord card. The Lord card is another one of our soul cards. And his crown, it actually looks like the horns, right? And the Lord is, he's kind of like a king, but instead of it being like the weekly card, the Lord card is the energy that your soul is going through right now. So when we're called on to be the Lord, we're meant to be the master of our own life. We're meant to be the creator of our personal journey. And to do that, we need to sit solidly in who we are. So right now you're going through a period where you're being encouraged to own who you are, get to know who that is, and do it in a way where nobody else questions. Nobody questions the Lord on, are you sure you should be doing that? You'd have that staff like right upside your head if you questioned the Lord, right? So you would be like, yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. So you want to stand in your own power in such a way that that's more of the response that you get from other people. And this is part of your soul's lesson. So this is going to be going on for a couple months. And just know that this is a journey into your empowerment, which is such a beautiful thing to be doing for the springtime. I love that for you. All right. Lori. All right. The Eight of Wands. So in the Eight of Wands, there's been a battle. And generally you are the victor. But in this one, in the Eight of Wands, you've taken away the weapons from everybody else and you're throwing them away. So what it's encouraging you to do is that, when people are trying to battle with you, you can disarm them with your knowledge. basically they give you an excuse and you're able to like go, oh, but the answer to that is this. And their weapon is gone. They try to attack you about something else and you're like, oh, but the answer to that is actually this. And you take their weapon away. And it's like you're throwing the weapons until there's no more weapons to be had. There's no more butting heads. There's no more battling. It's like the more they realize that you are in your own power, the more they realize that they can give up the fight. Yay. Nice to have somebody give up the fight this week, apparently. All right, Debbie, you have the Queen of Wands. Yes, I'm like, it is a wand, right? Her wand is like more like a magical wand rather than the big, like walking stick wands that are in most of the wand family. And the Queen of Wands is that, you have what you need. You have the magic. You can kind of sit back and relax, and you are in charge of your own queendom. And notice that there's a fire in the back. And I have a very strong sensation that everybody who tried to, shoot arrows or shoot wands at this queen, she just burned all of them in the background. So she has a lot of fire energy, but she's also very grounded and in control. So you won't need to battle. You'll just need to have to, hold your own energy so that people don't want to mess with you. All right. Joanne. All right. Your card, my dear, is Cernunnos. So those are the lovers, kind of after they've had the love and they're having the slumber after. And that is the horned man. And so he is a very strong energy of, sort of father nature. So you're in this part of your soul's journey where you are really starting to become comfortable in your relationships with others enough to feel grounded and comfortable in your own nature. This is like being, comfortable enough to be out in the wild and know that you're being watched over by the divine feminine, by the divine masculine, and that you can just relax and be you. And there's a vulnerability to this that's encouraging you to really just step out and be you, and that you'll give permission to the people around you to do the same. So nice. I love that. All right, Alice. Whew. 7 of Wands. So the way you're going to do your battle is that people are going to poke at you from a lower energetic space. You're standing, you're protected, you have a wall around you, and they're kind of like poking up at you, and you're just like poking them back down. Does that make sense? So this is just telling you, stand the higher ground. Keep your morals intact. Don't let them drag you down. So lots of times people will say things that are kind of mean and low and underhanded to try to drag our energy down. Don't go there with them. And you might even, I almost feel you saying that. It's like, I'm not going there with you. And you walk away. Because we know those battles where it's like, it's not about what we're talking about right now. It's something else, and let it go. And you don't have to get dragged into that with other people. All right, Carol, let me do your card first. So your card is the Hanged Man. And he's hanging by one foot, looking upside down. So the Hanged Man is this energy where often we feel a little stuck. And the stuckness is giving us an opportunity to look at the situation from a different perspective. And this is a soul card. So in the soul cards, in the major arcana, this is not just for this week. This is like your lesson that you're going through right now as part of your soul's lesson. And sometimes that involves us having patience enough to wait and see a different point of view. And if we've always done something the same way, we get the same result, and it comes up again, why would we choose to do it the same way again? And sometimes we have to take that deep breath and make room for some new perspective. And actually allowing, when you get caught by the foot like that, you're hanging there, it also gives other people an opportunity to talk to you and give you their opinion. And you can hear it, you don't have to take it. And for Mitchell has the Fool card, which is also a major arcana. And the Fool card is Mitchell's beginning a brand new soul journey. You both really are. They're lower number cards, but the Fool is very low. It's the very beginning. And the Fool is, we have to be careful because sometimes it can lead us to make foolish decisions because we act a little impulsively. But the Fool is like carefree and like I'm on my way and I don't care if I have directions. I've got my dog. Maybe we're going to walk off a cliff, but hey, we're going to find out, right? So I invite people who get the Fool card to be a little aware of their surroundings. Make sure you're pretty well grounded. Put on some hematite or something to help keep you grounded because the Fool can get really spinny in the head with lots of ideas and wonderful plans, and then they trip over their own feet. So the Fool energy is going to be up for you for a little while. Most of spring, it feels like. So it feels like a new journey for you, some new adventure. So enjoy that childish wonderment, but also be mindful to not trip over your own feet. All right. Susan. 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands is the battle is done, but look who's carrying all the weapons. You're carrying all the burden. So the 10 of Wands is feels a little bit like you may go into a little bit of overwhelm. You may feel like you've got taken on more than you can handle. People are asking too much of you. So this is going to be a great week for you to learn how to say no and to learn to delegate responsibility to others when you can, and to do a lot of self-care. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you're getting enough food to eat. And when the clock strikes 5 and you're done with work, you leave it at the office and you go away. Don't bring it home with you. Don't bring the burdens home with you. Drop that energetic load, okay? Because that's not going to help you. All right. Beatrice. Of course, I have tons of energy for this, Beatrice. I could go for at least another hour. It's whether Neshi can keep up with me or not at this point. So yours is the 3 of Pentacles. And I love the 3 of Pentacles because it's always a card that's saying you're in the process of building your own temple. And your own temple is you. Like you're starting to build yourself as a spiritual place, that you're honoring that you're a divine being. And so there's going to be some opportunity for you this week to really see some ways that you can start to build your temple. And some people that's going to be, a spiritual, opening up your spiritual practice and trying some new things. It may even be taking care of your physical temple, your body, by, watching your nutrition, or, we're heading into spring. So people are a little more energized to, do some exercise, or, you know, um, do some activities that really allow them to feel like they're shedding energy. Um, so know that other people are around supporting you and that you don't have to do it alone. Again, there's a lot of energy around people thinking that they have to go it alone, and that is not the case. You're very well supported. All right, Margaret. Your card is the Prince of Cups. So again, those princes, they're ready for adventure. They're ready to go on the journey, and he's holding all of his emotions right in there. And I think of the Prince of Cups as going on the Holy Grail quest. They're headed out on that spiritual, emotional journey of really connecting back with themselves. And, the horse is looking down, and it feels like it's looking down in honor, like it's bowing a little bit to the privilege of going on this journey with you. So raise a cup, raise a glass, and really invite yourself to, look for your holy grail within you. Look for the quest that lies within your heart. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. Woo. Well, one just like flew at me. Toya. I was going to give you another card, and this one like flew like onto my lap. So yours is the King of Swords. So again, that royal energy that you are in control of your own destiny. And the King of Swords is very much able to wage their own battles. You do not need anyone to fight for you. This is you taking action. And notice he's having this look of contemplation. He's deciding how to take action. He's not like the prince who sort of impulsively goes forward. The king is planning the strategy. So if you have to do battle this week, it's going to be from a place of you knew it was coming, you knew how to prepare for it, and you were ready. And, they better be another king to be able to match your energy, because you are really decisive and really ready to hold your own battle and really hold your own energy. So I'm very proud of you, because that's a great, really great card for you. All right, Angie. Here we go again. So here's the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is, you can see, they are battling. Your battle, though, has a little more of a play factor. Can you see how they're kind of having fun? And there's even a chicken kind of hanging out with them. So this is, this week is, you're going to have some sort of jousting, but with other people, but it's not going to be so much of a battle as a chance for you to kind of match wits and play in that way. And so it's going to be a battle that it doesn't really feel like there's a winner. It's just that everybody's got to kind of like poke at each other a little bit. You know how that energy can be. All right. So Jacqueline, your card is the Five of Cups. So with the Five of Cups, we need to be mindful. Again, there's 3 cups that are spilled in the background, and there's 2 cups that are full, right behind him. And sometimes this is a card that can feel like grief or depression, but it usually means energetically that you're looking at something that happened in the past and you're missing what's happening in front of you. So you're worried about, oh, I wish I had done that different. We're talking about all these battles. So you may have a fight with somebody this week, and then you may be after the fact going, oh, I wish I didn't say that. I wish we didn't handle it that way. And you get spinning on wishing it was done different rather than Okay, it had to happen. It's an opportunity for you to move forward in a new way. So after your battle, don't feel sad about it. Know that it had to happen. It happened for a reason, and that this is an opportunity for you to move forward in a new way. And that doesn't always happen neatly. Okay? All right, Mel. Your card is the Five of Pentacles. Jeepers, 2 5s in a row. The team is so busy giving us all these messages with all these numbers and patterns. They're like laying out this program in a really cool way. So the Five of Pentacles is, in this one, it's more of a worried about, rather than grieving, you know, the Five of Pentacles is like, often it's money worries or job worries. And we put our arm up over our eyes so that we can't see clearly what's in front of us. It's like you're playing hide and go seek, but you didn't even realize you were hiding. So when you go through the battle energy this week, keep your eyes open. See what's really happening in front of you. Don't get caught up in illusion. Really allow yourself the space to go, all right, show me what's real here. Show me what the truth is. Ask your body, what's truth? Because this feels like it can have a lot of misspoken words or misunderstanding. It feels almost like it might happen through text, like somebody says something and then somebody else takes it the wrong way. So I'd be a little cautious about texting anything too important in the next week or so. Okay. Two of Pentacles. Woohoo! So the Two of Pentacles is one of those cards where it may feel like everything's up in the air. Like, oh gosh, everything's up in the air. It's a little chaotic. I don't know what's going to happen. And you get a little anxious, right? Like, oh no. But you're a juggler in this one. And so you could juggle with your eyes closed. So even though things may feel like they're a little unsettled, they're a little up in the air, it's okay. They're exactly where they need to be, and you are going to be able to do it. I mean, literally with your eyes closed. And so I'm not feeling as much battle energy for you as there kind of be like there's chaos, a little bit of chaos around you. And so it's kind of causing, what's the matter? Can you guys hear my kitty? Ocelot. Oh, he's hollering. All right, must be the full moon. All right, so up in the air, it'll come back to balance, sweetie. All right, Rhonda. Nice. Queen of Swords, sweetie. I don't know that we have a royal card left in this deck. So in the Queen of Swords, she's prepared to do battle. But she's going to use her wisdom. She's going to use her knowledge. She's prepared. So it's almost like for this one, I almost feel like you're going to have something that you need to prepare for. It kind of feels like a presentation at work or at school or whatever, but it's like, you know, other people are going to question you, but you're going to have all the answers. So if you feel like there's stuff that you need to be prepared for, I would totally do it, because knowledge will be power for you in this week. So your battle will have to do with, you just need to know you know it. And the Queen, she knows it. All right. Woohoo. All right, Brienne. You have the Tower card. It's one of our soul cards. The Tower card can be a little tumultuous. It seems to be the week for it. So when the Tower card hits, it's a divine lightning strike to the top of the tower. It usually hits you in a very aha kind of way. I talk about this as the cosmic 2x4. And usually the divine has been nudging you, your team, nudge, nudge. You need to change. You need to change. Nudge, nudge. And we're like, yeah, I'll get to it. Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm working on it. And it's like, boom, you're done working on it. You have to do it. And the Tower card always means you're playing way too small. So, which means you're being a little too cautious. You're not putting yourself out there. It's time for you to step out into your power, become a bigger presence. You had to get thrown out of your literal tower because it's too small for who you are. It's too small for what you are trying to accomplish. Sometimes we stand there and allow other people to be in charge or be in front, and it's not time for that. It's time for you to step forward and take charge of your own life. And I hope you don't actually get the cosmic 2x4, because that can sometimes be a little painful. I've had, sprained ankles and all sorts of things over those. All right, Denise. Of course. Your card is the World. Nice. You have everything you need. You are like at the end of your soul's journey right now. Not like the whole soul, like you're not dying, But the soul's journey is, we have a huge lesson to learn. We have these huge lessons that we are here to accomplish. And you're in a place where you've done it. You've learned this last lesson that you have been working on so diligently. And now, because of that, you have access to whatever you want and however you want it. You have all the tools that you need, and all that you desire is ready to come forward. So I would be manifesting my heart's desire like nobody's business right now, because you have all of that juice. And go for it. Don't hesitate, because now is the time to take action, sweetie. Big time for you. All right, Lynn. Nice. Your card is the Wheel. And the Wheel is very much like, I always think of it as the Wheel of Fortune, except no matter how you spin the wheel, you're going to win a prize. So this is a time when you have lots of choices, you have lots of options, and sometimes that can be overwhelming, like, oh no, what do I do? Because we get in our ego and think there's a right way to do it or a wrong way to do it. No matter what you choose, it's the right choice, because they're all going to help you on your soul's journey and all going to help you on your soul's path. So don't hesitate. Here's another one. Don't hesitate in manifesting what you want, or asking for what you want, and making choices, because it sounds like you're going to have multiple opportunities. And if I were you, I would be saying, yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. Because it's like the divine is just sending you all of these magnificent things that are all going to inspire and move your soul forward. So your job is to say, yes, please. All right, Ellen. Of course. Your card is the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles, you see the chest and he's got the key. That happens when we hold on to our possessions a little bit. When we hold on to our gifts and we lock them up, because we're afraid to give things away. We're afraid we're going to lose them. So it has a little bit of energy around hoarding. So be mindful in this next week of what are you holding onto that you don't need it. Um, my there are a lot of people who are in the older generations where they say, I might need it someday. They hold on to things because I might need it someday. My father-in-law had like string that he would save, or plastic bags, or batteries from cars he didn't even own anymore because he might need it someday. And then what happened when he crossed over? We had all of those things that nobody ever needed some other day, and we had to get rid of it. So, what are you hoarding and what are you holding on to for a rainy day? Live your life now, because you never know when the next moment is going to be. All right, Lisa. Another ace. So you have the Ace of Swords. So this is a gift from the divine. It is divine knowledge. And it's when the Ace of Swords comes in for me, generally it means I'm going to learn something brand new, or I'm going to be exposed to something, some knowledge that I've been looking for or I've needed. It's like the answer to your question is going to just miraculously show up. And it's in the form of knowledge. And it will give you so much more personal power to have the knowledge. And you'll be able to stand in your own, in your own power. And please let go of the phrase, I don't know. Because if you reach deep down inside, you do know. And if you don't know, you can always say, hey, great question, and pull out your phone and Google it, because the answer is almost always there. All right. Jaden, I think is how you, yeah. So your card is another one of the major arcana. It's the Star card. And I love her because she's so authentic. She's so herself, and she's so in control of her emotions and her life. And she's just in her confident self. There's no need to be clothed. There's no need to be covered up. She is who she is. Her emotions flow. She has enough to feel for herself, enough to water and nurture those around her. And she's really in a place where she's really connected with her spiritual self as well. And I don't know if you can see that. It's Stonehenge in the background. So her sacred circle is right there as she is, gently doing this ritual. So notice how you can shine your own light and be the star. Because again, it's time to step into your power, time to shine your light so other people can see their way out of the darkness. All right, Billy. Your card is the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles, I actually really like this card because he's harvesting what he grew. So this is the time where you planted all these seeds, and they went into hibernation, right, over the winter. And now things are starting to bloom. You're starting to be able to gather the energy of all that hard work that you put in, all of the hours that you've struggled doing things. Now you're going to be able to start to have some ease, because things are going to start coming to you more quickly, more easily. You've put in the hard work. Now it's time for you to reap the rewards. And it feels like this is something for the next few weeks. So really look at all the ways that your spiritual team and the divine, they're rewarding you now. And the more you say thank you, the more rewards you'll receive. That's one of those things that people forget. In a gratitude practice, the more you say thank you, the more you will receive. All right, Janie. Well, I'm glad you're listening in Phoenix. I have trouble saying this one. So I wish Mervin were here. So the card is Feryllt. So it's almost like Ferret, but basically this card is similar to the Temperance card in the traditional tarot. So she is in the busy with her cauldron, and she's concocting potions and brewing things to create her beautiful future. I don't know if you can see through the window, there's a rainbow in the background. So what this is about, your soul is going through a period right now where you are learning to create on some new levels. And so there's a little patience as we sort of percolate our ideas and our potions. They take time to manifest into the healing that they're meant to. But as we do that, as we take the time, as we have patience, then wonderful, beautiful things come out of it. And boy, I'll tell you, patience is one of the hardest soul lessons that we go through. And the more anxious or cranky we get about it, the more they make us sit in it. So I invite you to kind of breathe into the things that are requiring you to just slow down and wait time, right? We can't hurry, a bottle of wine, right? You might want it the minute you cork it, but it's going to taste horrible if you don't let it ferment. So this is that type of thing. You want to really step into allowing yourself to have some patience because they're brewing and they're getting ready. All right, Deborah, yours is the 8 of Cups, my dear. So with the 8 of Cups, they're taking a cup with them and they're leaving their cups behind. So leaving the cups behind is that you're filled up. You're filled up emotionally, you're filled up spiritually, and you're able to just walk forward. You don't have to take the cup with you because the cup is inside of you. So your energy for this week is you don't need anybody else but you. So walk forward confidently and know that you're walking with your personal holy grail right inside of you, guiding you, leading you. Trust your intuition because this is like taking the high road. Everybody's going to be fighting. You're going to be walking around. You're going to take the longer path around because you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And you're just going to go on your own journey because you've done enough of that. You don't have to do that. But you're going to leave all of that emotional old energy behind because you're all filled up and you can walk forward with that. Yay! All right, Amber. Oh, thank you. I love these cards too. I'm sorry I forgot the little booklet to tell you which ones they are. So this is the 7 of Cups. So notice they're looking down at the cups that are beneath the water, right? The ones that can't be reached. And then there's a cup right by the side of the leg. So when you do battle this week, don't be concerned about what's hidden underneath. Like sometimes we think, when somebody says something, we're like, what did they mean by that? I think there was a meaning beneath that. And then we spend all of our energy and all our focus trying to figure out what they meant by what they said. That's not even relevant, sweetie. So make sure when you feel like you're going to get into that, it's like, oh, I'm not supposed to be focused on what's hidden underneath. I'm supposed to look at what's right in front of me, because there's a cup right in front of you, full as can be and ready for you to move forward. So why focus on something that's not relevant, right? And we all do that. We all get caught in that, because we're like, what did she mean by that? She just smiled at me strange. Let that go. You don't need to do your battle that way this week. There's going to be plenty of others around you. All right. Marilyn. Yes. Thank goodness. Your card is the Magician. Woohoo! The Magician is a soul card that basically says, all right, you're ready to get going. You have all the magic in you. You have all the tools you need. Now it's just waiting for the energy to present itself. How are you going to share your magical energy with the world? And I invite you to really, I feel like there's a new project that's waiting for you. And it's like, it needs your flair. It needs your flavor of magic. Like, come on, sweetie, say yes, because we all need you to do it. I'm not sure what it is, but it's like, say yes, because you are going to put your own spin on it and your own magic, and we so need that. The planet so needs that. So go to it, Marilyn. All right, Pam. Yours is the Eight of Pentacles. So in the Eight of Pentacles, this is an apprentice kind of card. So an apprentice is someone who's learning their craft. They're learning how to master the gifts that they have. So don't rush the process. We're always in a hurry to master things and know it and be perfect at it. But the true masters, if you think of the craftsman, right? You spend a certain amount of time as an apprentice, and then you spend a certain amount of time, as a journeyman, and before you become a master, because it's all part of the journey. And we all have times in our life where we're learning and we're honing our skills and we're honing our craft. And that's what you're doing right now. And this is going to take you some time. And we get a little excited to try to rush through, but this is not something you're going to be able to rush through. So take a deep breath and remember, it's not about how fast you do it, it's how well you do it. So this is one of those times when it's about the quality of what you're doing rather than the quantity of time. Okay? All right, Sarah. Your card is the Three of Wands. So in the Three of Wands, you've been journeying. You've been kind of on this road for a little while. You're looking at the road. And now, instead of the road leading away, it's leading you back home. It's leading you back to yourself. So you're in this place right now where you've been going and going and going, and you're going to have a little pause. But take a deep breath and let yourself have that time to relax before you get going again. And know that as you're going, you're heading back home energetically. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to travel home, but maybe you will. But it's traveling home to who you are. You've been trying to figure out who you are and where you are, and you've started that journey, and you're still on it, but now you're in a place where you're closer to the end than you are to the beginning. So just take a deep breath and let yourself enjoy the journey, because that is really cool. So I think that's the last card. If you haven't gotten a card yet, put your name in. I'm going to take a quick drink. So I want to mention, thank you guys for hanging in there. For those of you who listened to the end, you know how many themes we had throughout the cards this time. So there was a lot of energy for us to pay attention to. And that's the great thing when we when we pay attention to the whole group, we can see the energy that's around us for the entire week. So I want to mention, I will be doing a couple more cards, but before I get to those, I will be teaching at Star Nations Academy. Woohoo! Coming up in May 3rd to the 5th, and I'm teaching multidimensional quantum healing. Whoa! So this is all about awakening your true potential. Can't imagine there's anyone in the room who might want to do that. And we spend a whole weekend basically clearing energy that is holding you back, that's making it difficult for you to see or feel or be who you are meant to be. And I'm really excited to do this. And I have this special gift that I'm putting out there so that for people who sign up for my class before April 1st, they will get a free channeled healing remedy just for you. So I will tap into your energy and feel what you need, or you can let me know what type of thing you're working on in your life and would like some energetic help with. And I'm so excited. So come visit me at Star Nations Academy. We're in Toma, Wisconsin. So, this is a great spring trip for me. And these weekends are so transformational. And it's quite a big deal because if you want to take this type of workshop energy with me, normally you have to be enrolled in my school where we do 6 weekends a year. So I don't do these weekends anywhere but Star Nations Academy. So if you want to come and work with me in person, we have a nice intimate class and we get a lot of energy moving and a lot of work done. So I encourage you to join us. Woohoo! All right, let's see who's still on deck. Judy. All right, Judy Ward, right? Your card is the Sun. Woohoo! Finally. The soul card of somebody standing in their light. So shine your light, Miss Judy. We need it. When you have the the sun energy, you're like, you're in your joy, you're sharing your love, and you're giving space for other people who are just having a hard time to actually feel like there's hope and there's inspiration. So, you are shining for someone. You may not know it, but really just own that you are somebody's sun. So let yourself be that light. And this is something that, when we learn how to stand in our own light, stand in our own power, we help people just by being ourselves. And so I'm encouraging you to do that because that's what I feel like. You just need to be you, and other people get to experience that. And that's quite a gift. All right, Seema. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us, of course. So your card, sweetie, is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is a gift from the divine. And the divine is saying, here's your walking stick. It's time for you to journey. And I'm going to journey with you. And I don't know if you can see, there's this beautiful deer that's waiting there. And it's going to go with you. So you're not by yourself. You are being led on this journey. The divine is walking with you. Your spiritual team is walking with you and is really ready for you to step forward on this journey. So if you have like something new coming up and you're not sure whether to do it or not, it's time to do it. You're being guided in a new direction. So take a deep breath and say yes, because this is all about you starting a new pathway and a new version of you. So how great is that? I'm excited for you. All right, Sue Walker, of course. Your card is the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles reminds us that when we are enough, then we have plenty to share with others. So, there's literally coins hanging around. As he's giving them away, they're falling from the trees. So it's reminding us that, when we're filled up, we are able to help other people. It's kind of like that oxygen mask. Like, put on the oxygen mask first, fill yourself up with it, and then help another person. And so it's reminding you that, it's great, it's wonderful when you help other people. And just make sure you're feeling in a place where you're full. People ask me about doing these readings, and if I get depleted or I get tired, I'm filled. I'm filled with the divine when I'm doing the readings, and I don't even remotely feel tired until after, and I'm not even tired after. I'm thirsty. I usually am really thirsty afterwards because I've been talking so much, but tired, no. Tired is not part of that. So use what you have and what you can share, and freely share it with others because they need it. And I'm going to pull the last card for Neshi because she's always patient and waits till the end. And here she has the 10 of Pentacles. Lovely family life, lovely home, filled with joy. No surprise, even the happy doggy. What more could you ask for, right? So we have one more card that's coming up. Of course, Barbara. You are welcome to have a card, sweetie. So your card is the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles he's in charge of his own kingdom. And the King of Pentacles is in a space where he has all that he needs. He doesn't need anybody else to help him. He's able to move forward on his own. So it's inviting you to remember that you can do this. You don't need anyone's help. It's nice when we have other people with us, but when we kind of cling to them and act like, oh, I need you to help me, that's not true. It's disempowering ourselves. You have the power within you to do this all on your own. And there's this huge fiery energy underneath you saying you've got a lot of fire. And so let that burn. It's not a bad thing. People worry like, oh, I don't want to, do that. But fire is desire and passion to like live life fully. So go out there and do that this week because everybody else seems to be battling. So stand in your power, honey. And again, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you being here, helping me on my soul's journey, my mission to heal the healers. That's what I'm here about. And join me next week. Normally I'm on Wednesdays at 7 for Soul Connections, and I'll be back at that time next week. And my chakra session show on Tuesdays at noon, where you can tap into some of the wisdom of the Ancient One and the teachings that are coming around our new energy system. So with that, guys, have a great night, and we will see you soon. Thanks for joining us at Star Nations Radio Network.